So I started rowing at school. I went to a school that offered rowing or hockey, and I chose rowing because my father had actually been a rower himself, so had rowed internationally, and so that kind of, I guess, started the bug and got me out on the river.
I got into rowing with my dad introduced me to the sport as a young athlete or a young person, fell in love with it, watched the Olympics that summer and got totally inspired by what I saw with rowing and the Great Britain team winning lots of gold medals.
Perhaps controversially, I'd have to say Lucerne in Switzerland, which is where we'd race the last World Cup each year. It's a beautiful natural lake that's 2,000 metres long, nestled in the hills in Switzerland, so it's beautiful and a really iconic place to row.
As a kid, I loved playing football and I always dreamed of playing for West Ham. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough, but then I found the sport of rowing, so it gave me something else to focus on.
I'd have to say winning the Olympics, in a home Olympics, in front of friends and family, in front of the biggest crowd I'd ever got to race in front of. It was just a fantastic atmosphere, a great couple of weeks and really, really special.
Become an Olympic champion in Beijing. I dreamt of that moment since I was a 14-year-old and started the sport. So actually to make that dream become reality, that was definitely my standout moment.
Prince Harry requesting a photo after the Olympics, walking out of Team GB house. We ran into Prince Harry and he wanted to see the medal and asked for a photo.
It was a huge honour to be awarded an MBE. I was actually in America at the time because I was working at UCLA, but then to come back and go to the palace with my mum, dad and brother was a real special occasion. And also for me personally to be awarded by the Princess Royal, who I had a really kind of nice relationship leading up to the games and post the games as well. So that was really special.
Complete honour. You sort of carry out your sporting career and you don't expect to get an accolade like that, but going to the palace and being with my mum and my dad and my brother and getting to meet the Queen and receive that honour was just unbelievable and a real dream come true. I think during my sporting career I took inspiration from lots of different people, so it's hard to choose one, but I remember distinctly watching the 2003 Rugby World Cup final and watching Johnny Wilkinson kick that drop goal, and I think his approach to his whole sporting career was a huge inspiration.
My biggest tip for any future rowers is to make sure you have fun with the sport. Doesn't matter where you start or who's your coach or who you're doing it with, but making sure you're always having fun.
I think I'd have to say the Lake District. Whilst there's not that much rowing that goes on there, it's absolutely beautiful, and the sort of hills and the lakes together just makes for a perfect weekend location.
I'm loving the new collection. My favourite piece is definitely the polo shirt. Stripes across it, blue and white, absolutely love it. Can't wait to get one.
I think it's a fantastic collection. If I had to pick one piece, it would be the blazer. And I think the styles in both the men's and women's are really, really nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing people wearing them at the regatta.